Technology should behave today.
It's a special prayer for tech on its own. He doesn't have a mind of his own today.
It must not. Good morning, Facebook. Welcome to today's show. Okay, we are all set. Mr. T is here, Alex is here, and there is God. We are set. Ooh. Welcome. Like I say in literature dialect, it's first exclamation, two exclamation marks, three exclamation marks. The more the marks, louder the welcome. Welcome. Good morning, friends. Welcome to the Vintage Talk Show with the Fudge. Wherever you are listening to us or watching us, and Facebook, YouTube, live, you're hearing us live on TopRadio 90.9. Welcome. It's going to be a lovely day. I'm happy because my friends are around me. So we're about to shoot. You will see that we are starting on time. Today is a new day. The first Saturday in September. We're in the bar month. That's also my portion of my quota. I won't tell you what it means. But we're in this first Saturday in September. My name is Femi Akintunde-Johnson. My friends call me Fudge. Well, for introductions, interestingly, we're missing a cipher today. She's battling with network getting across to us. But we are thankful that we have the master in the house, my brother and co-uncle. Good morning, Mr. T. Tokumbo Ojekun.
Good morning, Fudge. Good morning, everybody. I welcome you. Alex, good morning. Nice to see you. A great weekend promises to be, I'm sure. So we're set to roll with good morning too. As yeah, that's right. So welcome, Fudge. Thanks.
Okay, let's start. I mean, since it's the senior citizen, he has taken over the introduction, so we might as well just say, Alex, good morning also, as introduced by Mr. T. With me also is Alex. Good morning. Mr. T.
Good morning,
out of the fire for me. Yeah, but it is all good.
Good morning, sirs. Great to be on 90.9 Top FM once again. I do believe we're going to have a great time this morning on the show.
Okay, I pray so, especially your audio. God will touch it, whatever is making it crackle, dealt with shortly. Okay.
Special delivery.
Anyway, we hopefully Sife will join us, and then Boston also will share the space with us much later. Well, we are going to have talking points this morning. Hopefully, our guest will join us. We shall consider a role change in leadership. Let's assume Nigeria, every important situation, every important position, and office will be headed or led by a woman, an established, focused, accomplished woman. how will it be? Will it be a complete change of fortune for us? Let's give it a wind. And then much later, we'll have Let's Rewind that we've been trying to have for 4 or 5 weeks. I think we talk too much on this. We should reduce our talk and play more music, We'll be able to play Rewind for God knows what. Okay. Okay, let's kick off by listening to what our ancestors have for us to this morning. It air quotes, sticks in a bundle are unbreakable. A bunch of sticks, it's hard to break. It epitomizes the fact that when we are in unity as a group, tightened together by common resolve and commitment, we will be indivisible. But a single stick is easily breakable. 2 breakable, 3 breakable, 4 you try. It is 7, it's still breakable. So but when it's a bunch, your hand can't even figure out around the diameter of the broom, much less breaking it. So it's a wise statement. Let's come together as one. The circumstances in our nation now is very difficult to unify us. When we buy fuel at 1,000 plus, incredibly expensive. It's very difficult to unify. When you go to markets and you hear suffocating prices, those are not elements for you. Well, we can do it. We can have it. We can. Our government can still control things and make it affordable for people. Let's have access. I read somewhere someone boasting that we have so millions of metric tons of gasoline or fuel now, and the queues will soon disappear. We pray that it's not like the promises of Port Harcourt refinery coming up steam. Now, promises have escalated in the last 2 years, and we are still at it. We look forward to a great day towards the last quarter of this year. We want things to unify us. Something economical, something political, something that will affect the family. So, sticks in a bundle, unbreakable. Please let our government become a bundle. Let them become a bundle for us.
Let's say amen to that too.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Okay, well, on this show, we have no other choice. We'll continue to speak truth to power and shine light on dark spots. Now, who's my hero this week? This is the common man and woman. The Nigerian common man is a different species of human being. We remain sane and steadfast in this punishing environment. We remain sane, steadfast. Some people maliciously call it resilience. They call it lethargy. They call it all sorts of they call it docility. They call it immobility, all sorts. But I think it can be an advantage somewhere along the. We just want our leaders to have sense and make sensible policies. And where you have made sensible policies that is hurtful, borrow brain and just circumcise the beats and adjust it in such a way that it will ease the people. So there are some brilliant ideas that are punishing or they are evil or wicked, but not so intentioned. So we can adjust and do all sorts. Because history will record the end of your tenure, not the way started it, not the way you finished it. Do you finish it well? So let's adjust. Let's adjust. Since I've grown up, I don't see any government that don't say, this thing is too much. The last one will be better. And then you're not grown. Another one will come and say, that one will be too much. And it goes like a cycle of pain and anguish, cycle of frustration, strangulation. What are we going to have in this country? What are we going to? Don't get me going. We are still doing introduction, and I'm already on the roll. So my hero this week the common Nigerian man and woman. That's something else. God give us good leaders and great followers.
Man, yeah.
I was hoping Sife will show up, so I'll end up having to read this.
Oh,
I
sorry.
will depend on your contribution in following up. Okay.
Okay.
Now let me take the slack for Sife's absence in the studio. I'm sure everywhere he is, you'll be hearing Sife everywhere with knocking her head, pushing her, causing not doing up as promised. Okay. So I'm with the entertainment beats, and here it goes. The first one is titled Rema donates 105 million naira to church. You heard that right. Nigerian international music celebrity Divine Ukubo, popularly known as Rema, has made a generous donation of 105 million naira to Christ Embassy Church in Benin City, Edo State. The Edo-born musician was in the state to celebrate Edo at 33 and to participate in the groundbreaking ceremony of the 6,000 capacity Edo Dome. He also performed a musical concert at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium at the invitation of the state government. Rema, who donated to the Edo regional headquarters of the church, located at Erediowa Street off Ekanwa Road, said the donation was in appreciation of the church's support for his family during a difficult period in his childhood. The artist, who was at the church for a Thanksgiving service, described the role the church played in his family's life after the loss of his father. He thereafter pledged around 5 million, including 40 million structural development of the church, 20 million for the Rhapsody of Realities education, the Teens Church, and 20 million to assist the widows in attendance. Wonderful.
Lovely.
Wonderful.
Lovely.
I just what he has said. So I don't start waiting for another sharing formula. What is a great when young people remember the roles others play in their life. And this is where we have these organizations and other
the
NGOs, non-governmental agencies intervening and in their streets. It's great. It's great to remember.
I think it's done well. I think it's done well. I only pray that many like him will begin to also look at not only the church's common man. There's a lot going on. His donation is quite worthy, at least. And then he splits the money, in such a nice way. This is for this, this is for that, this is for this. So it helps the church administration as well to focus.
Yes, you can't say, Father said, no, please. He said, share it this way. I hope there will be no problem. This is why I want it to be shared. Just follow the man's pledge, the man's expectations, and to be well. And God will bless everyone. And more young people who make money should remember the poor, as Mr. Tia said. Okay, moving on. Fella didn't fight Nigerian government, but rich folks. Sheun Kuti. Sheun Kuti and Afrobeat. Let me make comments now. Let me go on, please, with the news. Sheun Kuti stated that his late father, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, the pioneer of Afrobeat and a socio-political critic, did not fight the Nigerian government as commonly believed. Fela was known for using his music to speak out against societal ills and bad governance. During a recent chat, Sheun claimed that his father fought against the wealthy individuals, not the government of the country. He explained, there are many misconceptions about my father, and our actions are lack thereof. For instance, I grew up believing that my dad bought a Benz, removed the roof, and used it to transport vegetables because I heard it everywhere. It wasn't until someone mentioned it in front of my dad that I realized it was untrue. We need to understand the bigger picture because to us in the new generation, the story sounds like a daring thing to do, right? However, at that time, shortly after the colonization in the 70s, in the 70s, when people were suffering, he wouldn't have done such a thing. But there were rumors that he did it to portray himself as a frivolous and crazy. This led to the wealthy individuals colluding with the government against him, while the government physically attacked him. The affluent individuals who controlled the media supported them with lies and propaganda to justify the punishment imposed on him. Gentlemen, what's your take on this?
I'm not sure Shion got this right. I mean, this thing about not fighting the government, we all are aware, especially during the military era, what Fela did in taking on the federal government. You know, he waxed several records singing against them. So, I mean, how on earth did Shion arrive at his conclusion? I'm a bit confused here. Does it
Alex,
mean
you are not confused. Rather, it's the guy that is confused a little. I mean, immediately I got to the point, except it's misquoted. Immediately I got the point when it says shortly after colonization in the 70s. I knew that the problem with his historicity. He got it mixed up. Yes, of course, we are all government. So the rich or the wealthy are also part of the government and all that. You know, but say, sir?
I was quite young, but not very young. We remembered the siege from Abati Barracks to his house.
Yeah.
And you remember
Kalakuta
that.
Republic.
And then he released Kalakuta Republic, thank you. And released Zombie.
Yes.
You know, and in the secret of their rooms, most of the officers were dancing to the music. They wouldn't dare support it outside. Fela faced the system. Fela faced the government. Fela saw a lot on the streets. He lived on the streets. He understood the antics of the government then. And he fought for the masses so in one way because he didn't like the way the policemen and the military were teaching people, you know, frog jump on the road if you don't drive well, they drag you down and all that. And I remember all those things. History is very interesting. I think before he gets enmeshed in different styles, he has to sit down quickly. I'm talking about Sheung to actually document before it's too late because so far so good. They are not in alignment with the realities. Yes, they are not in alignment with the realities.
I think that the young man should not mix activism with history. He should just get his facts together. Actually, Fela started quite frivolous, hitting the middle class and the world, so to speak, with Johnny Just Come, Jenko, and all those songs about those who are eating out of proportion and who are stealing money and all that. You know, but by the time he realized problem is the kind of government we had, and it started attacking the government. Then things like Sorrow, Tears, and Blood, and all that came on. You know, before it was in Lady and all these other you know, I mean, the young man should just. We will see some copies, some books to read.
He even mentioned names of some prominent leaders, which we can't mention on air.
He did.
African leaders, other African leaders who did not have the mentality of Nkrumah and all that. Okay, let's move. There's a lot to George, the man, I mean, he was talking to his generation so that they get, but he should just check the facts. Yes, check the facts. Next story says Flavors impersonator jailed. A federal high court sitting in Lagos has sentenced Courage Ipaka. The man's name is Courage Ipaka, who impersonated popular singer Flavor, to 2 years in prison for defrauding a US-based woman of $53,000. Ipaka, a resident of Benin City, was found guilty of using Flavor's identity to deceive Veld M. Thompson, a US citizen. He promised to organize shows in the US, posing as the popular singer. Some people are so fickle-minded. How can you just promise? Anyway, sorry, I'm reading news. Sorry. Azibagiri Dan Kepa. Azibagiri Dan Kepa. No, man, I apologize. An investigator with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, led the investigation into Ipaka's activities. ECPA revealed that the fraud came to light after a petition was filed by Iyitayo Tolulope Abiodun and others on behalf of Thompson. Upon receiving the petition, we invited the Flavor, who was found to be innocent of the allegations. Our investigation revealed that Ipaka had impersonated Flavor to obtain $53,000 from Thompson in 2021. He transferred the funds through Bitcoin wallets and later converted them into Nigerian Naira, which was deposited into his Access Bank account. The EFCC recovered 7.9 million Naira from Ipaka, which was traced through Zenith and Access Bank managers' checks. Presiding Judge Dainde Dikbeolu sentenced Ipaka to 2 years imprisonment with an option of a 2 million Naira fine. In addition, Ipaka has been ordered to forfeit the 7.9 million Naira recovered to Thompson. Ipaka is an Ipata boy.
Ipata. There's a lot around this story. Yes, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I draw a lot of inferences and fears. First of all, we're in a period when using artificial intelligence, you can actually steal a person's identity and use it. You know, there are now applications and concepts where you can copy a person's voice.
Yes.
Using that person's voice, you can now speak and make a recording or something, and even hold a discussion with someone. I watched an interview with Ronaldo, and it wasn't really Ronaldo speaking, but it was his voice. Now, what made me know that it wasn't him was what he was saying. That I knew Ronaldo could not talk this way, you know?
Way.
So it's scary, you know, the era we're in. And the last thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
The last thing I want to say on that is, I think I'm not a judge, neither am I a lawyer, but I think the court was too lenient with that man. I think he should have gotten a stiffer penalty for what he did.
Why? Fine. I think it was even 2 million fine, even after the 7.9 million. This William is not the only victim. He's probably not the only victim. You know, he has been amassing illicit wealth all over the place. I think it was too lenient, and it's not enough deterrence. I was going to buttress your point that sometimes you see people selling drugs or trying to market their pharmaceutical stuff, and they will use voices and faces of popular newscasters, you know, as if they are introducing and projecting and they're using their voice, their faces, their expression, and they are not what is AI generated. It's an incredible, they call it deep something, I've forgotten the name now. Deep, something like that. You know, it's something else. Okay, let's move on. Two more stories. Iyabo Ojo and partner Polo Okoye reveal parenting status. Renowned talent manager Paulo Okoye, who is also the partner of popular Nigerian actress Iyabo Ojo, has made a heartwarming announcement. He shared the joyful news that he is now a grandfather, while Iyabo is now grandmother. Paulo's daughter, Vanessa Okoye, recently welcomed a baby girl named Zaria Nwamaka Okoye, marking a beautiful milestone in their family. Overwhelmed with pride, Paulo Okoye took to his Instagram story to introduce himself as Grandpa Paul O. Signs of the time. Celebrating the arrival of his granddaughter and expressing his joy in his new chapter, in this new chapter of his life. That's interesting. Even grandfathers are sounding like Gen Z now. Grandfather Paul O.
Excuse us.
I feel Gen Z grandfathers now. Oh my. Okay. I thought it was G Square's Paul O before, and I realized that there's another Paul O somewhere.
Okay, I was about to ask that too.
No. This is a different Paul O, who's a talent manager, kind of. They have new titles now to go with the times. Congratulations, grandma and grand. They are grandpas now. They are grands now. They should stop fighting on internet and all that. And children or grandchildren. Okay. And lastly, teach children kindness as school resumes. Actress Esther Ojire has called on parents to take a crucial step in shaping their children's behavior as schools get set for a new session. In a post on our Instagram page, Ojire wrote, "School is almost starting, and some have started already. I want to ask you a favor. Sit with your child or children for 5 minutes and explain that there is never a reason to make fun of anyone for their height, their weight, their skin tone, their accent, their home life, the things they enjoy, or even how their performance in school is. Ojire's plea comes from schools face issues with bullying and exclusion. The actress urged parents to take a moment to explain to their children why making fun of others is never acceptable."
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Just that, how realistic is it?
Well, it's a timely advice. Whether they like to take it or not, it will show in 15 years' time. Well, because I watched a video of one young man. He looked so innocent. He couldn't be more than 20, 25. And he was accused of allegedly killing his ex-girlfriend and burying her, killing his own sister, burying her, and killing the latest victim called Christiana, I think. That's what
that's right.
to the streets. And killing her, force her into some unrecruited sex and all that, and she refused, and then you killed her. Allegedly. It's who were the parents? It's like one of the stories we'll read in Google Trends when they start arresting fathers for the sins of their children.
Have you heard the latest in America? The 4-year-old kid, 14-year-old guy that killed teacher and killed. They arraigned the father too. The father's been arraigned this morning.
You get to the global trends. Don't let us jump the queue.
It's all right. It's all right, Fudge.
The roll this morning. Yeah, I love that. Okay. Thank you so much. That was the entertainment news. Just takes on it and all that. Let's take a short break and we come back. Let's listen to this beat from Ashake. It says MMS. I don't know what that means. Money means station or something.
It's the first not around to help us out. It's a Gen Z word, I'm sure.
It's featuring Whiskey. MMS. Let's listen to it. Let me Google what is that MMS. MMS.
Are you sure you can
Thank
find
God.
it there?
Google. I wish your Google would
Alex,
have.
Alex, please get ready with the global trends.
Okay, it's ready.
Okay, it means Mr. Money Sound.
Oh, Mr. Money Sound.
They just do anything they like. Someone says the music is not for dancing. It's just it's very emotional. Okay, let me listen. That one described it as nostalgic track.
Mr. Money Sound. I've not heard that before.
It's a lucky generation. Anything they churn out, it's consumed exponentially. Oh man, it's a great time to be alive.
Mm.
In the studio, you probably don't hear anything now because of copyright issues. Copyright come from all kinds of
Yeah.
territories. They don't
We
cover
may
what you
have
pay
to
for.
call Yakubu Lawal back very soon.
You got this fuel something, Abby.
Yeah, I hear Dangote is coming on, but we're not sure what effect it will have on the price and the distribution.
Yeah, I think we should work on it. The last time it came was quite well received. The follow-ups, one of the most well received stuff.
Okay.
Have you spoken to him since then?
We chatted briefly on Facebook.
Okay.
He was thanking us for inviting him. And I was saying, we should even thank you for coming on and all that.
We should be more thankful. So you can hint him. You can work a day sometime in September.
All
Because
right.
this thing is crunchy. I bought a few yesterday. I almost cried.
It's becoming very complex. I don't understand it anymore.
Yeah. But soon, Sarah, I think. Well, some good morning, Today's a
Good
great
morning,
day.
sir. Good morning, Uncle Fad. Good
No
morning,
answer
Mr.
that man.
Alex.
The boss man, are you back? Are you in
Morning,
town?
sir. Yes, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
He was in transit
Hello,
last
good
week,
to
so we couldn't. Okay. Yes, we are back. Now I found out what is the MMS by Shake featuring the joyful voice of Whiskey. It's called Mr. Money Sound. Cryptic and to older folks, completely nonsensical, but it makes sense to them. Mr. Money Sound, MMS. Someone describes that nostalgic. I'm still trying to nostalgia from where? From which period? Before they were born or anyway?
Maybe the person doesn't understand the word.
Maybe nostalgia has changed, meaning slightly now. Okay, maybe it reminds them of Akbala they heard from their parents and all that. Okay. We're back in full, and joining us is our legal expert and social development advocate. He's back, looking spiffy. Good morning, Bossum. Oshifowara. Good to hear you and see you. Also, don't be shy. I say good morning. You're not responding.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah.
Welcome
Good
back.
morning, Mr. Alex. Nice to have you.
Welcome back.
The way Bosu is smiling, you know that he hasn't seen problem in Nigeria. He hasn't seen our queue or our market. It's different from outside. He's able to walk anyhow.
I bought fuel 60K.
Yeah.
I bought 60K fuel in 2 days.
That's cheap. That's cheap, right?
Which, well,
compared to where you're coming from.
Tanko.
You are still not part of us because you are not smiling in this area now.
At all.
No. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome to the show. Okay, let's start.
They have better structure there.
We know. Rub it on our face. We know.
Thank you,
can
sir.
see. That's why when they go on riots, they do counter riots, and then they sometimes even riots. No, go there. Not all riots. They'll be stealing things. I'm keeping.
Somebody asked the question. He says, "What's the difference between strike and warning strike?"
Between strike and warning strike, warning strike, as the name implies now, this strike is to warn you.
But you are on strike. You are on strike to warn me.
Yeah, you are just striking me. I mean, maybe like 2-3 days, short strike. But the strike itself, as in strike, is we don't even know when it will end. That one we don't know when it will end. Whether maybe it will be determined by what you accept our demands or we change our demands. So that's a terminology. There has to be some kind of dictionary for our social mobility problems. The way we and engage ourselves, warning strike, end strike to end all strikes. Strike mother of strikes.
Mother of all strikes.
Sit at home strike. We have all kinds of strikes, though. Okay, Alex, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. We're going right on to global trends, and we're starting in India. The title of the story is "No Old Rape in India." It says a woman in Rajasthan saw a court convict her rapist last week, 32 years after she was tied up and abused in an abandoned warehouse. 32 years after.
Wow.
Man.
That's tough.
Man. Only God can save us from ourselves. And man, I don't know. Let's move. At least now she got justice afterwards. Imagine 32 years languishing, mental torture. Why would you just? My idea is train women to fight. Martial arts, to fight. That men are easy to beat. Just go for their weapons, smash it. Don't let me preach. Don't let me preach the violence. Violence.
You're already doing that.
Don't let me. See, when we have men, they attack men, they do this to them. They did,
Yeah.
you go on internet, of attacks on. See, I'll show you after the show. Ezife, welcome and goodbye. We are on Global Trends.
Good morning, sir. Good morning and goodbye.
Good morning and say bye.
Good morning and goodbye.
Ezife, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Ezife,
All
good
right.
morning and bye. And listen to the radio, you know. But so when we need you, we ask your comments because there are many Gen Z issues that we facing. In fact, you should just wait. Don't goodbye. You are welcome.
Okay, no problem. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Much. That's why you don't.
Oh, Father.
She has refused to answer that one. Okay, Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, we're still on global trends. The next story is Hillside and the Russia Academy. An academy in Kenya. We learned that at least 17 pupils have died after a dormitory.
We can't hear Alex anymore. The next story he was going to talk about was called Hillside and the Russia Academy. At least 17 pupils have died after a dormitory at a school in central Kenya caught fire on Thursday night. Police said.
Bluetooth mode.
Alex, you're on the third story. I can't hear you again.
I think he's going through some very interesting technical issues.
Okay, let me continue.
Yeah.
Next story is Mr. T's story. Georgia school shooting. A father of 14-year-old boy accused of killing 2 teachers and 2 students has been arrested and charged with murder. The gun attack occurred at a high school in the U.S. state of Georgia. I thought it was East European country, Georgia. I didn't know it was in America.
Yeah, there's a state called Georgia. Yes.
The anger is that the father knew that there's something not stable with that boy, and he bought a Christmas gift, a rifle for him, an AR-15. I understand, in December to do what? Is that a toy? And one of the interview said the guy went out trying to come in with the gun. The teacher saw it and shut the door. You know, they said, I mean, you have to be opened. It has to be unlocked for you to come into class. And he got mad and he started shooting. And somehow, well, you know, America is divided now between Trump and Harris now. So everything is tainted. They're saying he's a trans. That's why he's behaving like that. And it's likely the father is a Democrat. And therefore, you know, gun control issues and all that. But how do you kill your mates? Using your Christmas toy. So the man is going for second-degree murder, manslaughter, and one other charge again.
You know something, Fudge? Some few months prior to this time, the security intelligence had cause to question the boy. I think he had an online presence, and he was there talking about violence or something. And they invited him. You know, the intelligence was working. And people now ask, when you saw that as a red flag, and then you left that, and the father now even later after that bought him a gun. It's sad. It's sad. It's going to be a case of father come and answer for your boy's misdemeanor. Yeah, that's it.
Because it's like a disaster waiting to happen, and you accommodated it. You prompted it. Here, Bosun, as a lawyer, is it justifiable? Is it justiciable? Where for the crime, you know, there are many drug addicted kids that we have here beating people up, raping people and all that. Can their parents be sued or be subjected to such?
Well, in this case, the father is culpable. You know that your son is not mentally stable. And then the best thing you could do for him was to buy him a gun. That
I mean, come
there's
on.
a high level of culpability in this one. Parents, when it comes to crime, there's no vicarious liability with crime where you transfer it to someone else, except you find conspiracy. That's where somebody conspires with the other person, then the other person can be brought in for conspiracy. But people answer to their crimes by themselves. It's the person who committed the crime that will be held for the crime, not someone else being held to be vicariously liable, as in case of civil suits. But in this one, the father, if the man didn't buy the boy a gun, you probably wouldn't have the killings that went down there. So to a large extent, the man should be held for the same crime as the boy, and particularly because the boy is a minor. So and he's
Yeah,
still under this man. So he makes
yes.
him more culpable even than the boy. Then of all things in the world, is a gun a Christmas gift?
I mean, how do you give a child gun as a Christmas gift?
What do you
Well, we
think
are in
will
a
come out of it?
I don't know.
different society.
I just don't know. I
Is it going to be
honestly don't.
presents and all that? Well, we're in a different world. We're in a different world.
Funny enough,
Alex is going
that
to.
some things are creeping down here.
Hmm.
Parents
Uh,
are copying a lot of things over there. The only thing we have here is that our gun control laws are very high. I mean, before you have a license for a gun. But I can tell you for free that the moment things like that come here, maybe like guns, like licenses, we have that here, but the process is tedious. The moment people have easy access to gun, you'll be shocked at what some parents will do here. And they like
yeah,
copying things they see abroad. So,
broad.
but I mean,
You're
thank
right.
God for where we still are. And I don't think the government is going to back down on it. Because the moment
That's
people have access to that kind of lifestyle, you'll be shocked at what will go on. Particularly this our copy and paste lifestyle here. Anything you see
Mm-hmm.
abroad, you come and do it here. I
You
mean,
come and do it
yeah.
here.
see all these sexual perversions. It never used to be with us. There are things people see on air and they want to replicate here. So you can rest assured that if we relax our laws, you will see more than what's happening abroad here.
Abroad.
Okay. Uh, Alex has been downed by a network. We'll take it up from here. It says
That's
Italian
scary.
town that banned cricket. The town of Monfalcone, um, I beg your pardon, which sits on Italy's Adriatic coast near the border with Slovenia, is home to a community of Bangladeshi workers employed in Europe's largest shipyard. Mayor Anna Maria Cicint of the far-right League Party has taken measures to restrict their activities. A group of friends from Bangladesh were seen practicing on the outskirts of Malfalcone because they have in effect been banned by the mayor from playing in the town itself. They say those who try can face fines of up to 100 euros. they say they say cricket is not for Italy, but I'll tell you the truth. It's because we are foreigners, says team captain Mia Bapi. I hope you don't have that. I mean, I don't think there's any Nigerian who does not. That whenever we hear foreign amount like 100 euros, 184 pounds, and all that, we convert it to naira in your head. Say, well, how much do we find out? That's like,
As a matter of fact, when you walk into the stores, when you walk, no, ask Bosun. I'm sure you all know. When you walk into the store outside home, as soon as you see the tag of $5,
there's no way.
your head is
There's no
you
way.
just calculate naira value. I don't need this. I'm not buying it.
Let me tell you a secret. Long time ago, I went to France. It was so cold. They say we have to take tea. And they brought the tea. They told me that I can't remember what it said. It was like almost half of my month's salary. Today, come. I said, I'm not.
But not drinking tea.
Obviously, let me make you laugh. The exchange rate and everything. I looked at it. What do I want to buy for people? So when I went to see the first match of Arsenal, I put it on my status. So everybody was like, buy me a jersey. I now said that, do you know how much a jersey is? That is £110. Everybody said, don't buy again. Just give us the money. I said, who told you I was going to buy in the first place? In fact, somebody literally warned me that, Mara, Jesse, what for me? Oh, for me, low way.
Just give me the cash. Alex, I don't know what's wrong with your system. That's the cackling sound.
Funny. It's funny here as well.
I may have to.
No, I think this one.
You think it's from Boston?
No, I even thought it was from my end.
Okay, stop your listen and return and see what it is.
Because Alex is back now.
I thought the noise came when Alex returned. It wasn't this noisy before.
Okay. It must be Alex.
I've almost finished the work. If you can hear me, just take the last article, the last piece of news. It's still working its way through it. Let me take the last bit. It says Italy's culture minister has resigned after a row over the appointment of his former mistress as a top advisor. The title is Hot Advisor. This is Kingdom Story in Nigeria.
What are these people captioning stories? Even the caption is okay. Sorry, don't mind me, please.
I don't want to confess on air. Just let's leave it like that. For appointing his mistress, he was forced to resign. Nigeria, my country. Even if you have 12 mistresses there, resign for where? Resign for where? In fact, you'll be hearing your contemporaries, your countrymen saying, the man try you. He's a strong man. He's a powerful man. I don't think we'll see anything wrong in that. Apart from the nepotism, they say, the man try. And they say, women. They won't focus on the real issue. Okay. We hope when we come back from our music break, we'll get it better. Time is so fast and we have not done the municipal review. Okay, we'll take a short break and come back to you. Hopefully. Let's see. What do we have? This is, I like this. Abanikanda by Kenneth Brown. Abanikanda. It should be interesting. What's wrong with Alex? Something is talk.
It is talk.
Alex, can you hear me?
It can't.
But it's been raining in some places, though.
Oh yeah. That will affect it. He's just say Abanikanda now.
I heard him. So
you have a 2-minute gap.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us? Did he say, can you hear me now?
Yes, he said so. I've answered him. Yeah, we can hear you, Alex. Can you hear him? I can hear him. But it's still a bit static. His picture isn't moving.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's
Alex,
delayed as you rightly said.
I think it's delayed, yeah. Maybe it's raining in this area.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem when you live in another town. Yeah, you don't know whether you are in
device
Nigeria or the other country. Put on your video if you can hear me.
There's a slight delay. I think
yes, there's a slight delay. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Brilliant.
We can hear you, but you can see only your photo.
I think there's a slight delay. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
we can hear what you're
Must be
thinking.
the data.
The data
the
or
data.
Network. Wahala.
the weather.
Is it raining at your end?
Yeah.
No, it's cloudy. It's not raining, but it's dark and cloudy.
Your speech bands won't come in until after 9 o'clock. The way we are going.
It's data people. Apart from threatening you, they're going to block you.
It's true. The way we are going.
Then you buy data and it goes like dream. Within a week or two, it's finished. 20 gig will just disappear within
Yeah.
6 seconds.
True. True.
I used to think when you buy in bulk, it will last longer.
When you buy what?
He says when you buy in bulk. When you buy in bulk.
She buys for like a year.
I said I used to think when you buy in bulk, it will last.
You know, everything is. People are cheating on everything. Have you? When last did you buy a tube of toothpaste? By the time you buy, they start feeling from the halfway mark. It's only air that they pump into it. I don't know if you guys are.
Even beverages.
I took mine back to that supermarket and I showed them, and they said, "Okay, what do you want me to do?"
You know, when you get like almost the halfway, just puff. It takes you to a
exactly.
Way.
Wow.
Looking for a shortcut.
What are we? Oh my God,
even beverages now, they're not full to the brim. It's almost halfway for some.
Okay, let's get back. Let's get back on. Let's check out and see what we can do with the news before we welcome our guests. We are back. We've been lamenting about the shortcuts and half cuts and half measures that our food, beverage, and internet providers are giving us. You know, you buy your toothpaste. I'm not mentioning any name now, not demarketing anybody, but the reality. You buy toothpaste, you use it first week. By the time you push to the middle, you just it goes to the end.
Oh God.
Okay. Before we start our newspaper headline reviews, we'll need to broadcast an event break. What is this? Oh my God!
Everything just gone up.
I can't hear.
I can hear. Even here, something just happened now, like a glitch.
Yes. I think it's getting better. I tripped something and the head went off, so I lost my phone. But I got it back. And then an event break pop up for broadcast. I pressed it and it didn't come on, so I suspect there's a glitch somewhere. There's a glitch somewhere. I thought it would play, but it's not playing, and it's not even showing on the Jazzler.
They need to restart the Jazzler for you quickly. They have to reboot.
It's the broadcast that has a problem. I mean, it's the commercial broadcast that has a problem. I can hear myself now.
Okay. All right then. That's good.
Okay. We apologize for that short break. It's due to learning on the job, the hassles or hazard of learning on the job. We are doing our newspaper headline reviews now. We start with this day. This day has no joy about being Saturday or not. Everything is business as usual. so it starts with petrol price hike raises cost of living for businesses and families. Nigerians are hungry. Kuka, AYC tell president and APC. Oni of Ife appeals for calm. It's hunger has a way of dealing with calmness, frustration has a way of undercutting calmness. We need to. We are hungry, really. We are hungry. We may not be angry now, but we are hungry. And one step leads to the other. Let's find a way around it. No, what are we doing? The cost of things have gone up. We went to this local market. There's this thing they come maybe once a week. They come really from the farms themselves. So things are supposedly cheaper. So my wife told me, if this is how much we can buy this as this mini local market that comes direct from the farm and is this costly, imagine how it will be in regular retail points. It's incredible. The way things are. You can't eat anyhow nowadays, though. You can't. So you go to a party and you see food and you say, this meat is strong. You better be careful. Don't let God punish your mouth. To cook now is very expensive.
It's very expensive.
So when you still have a party to go and you are eating there, please, as you are eating, be praying for them. Thank you for this free food. Praying that they will have more and you'll be there to join them. So that you too you have something to share with them all the time. Don't grumble.
Yes.
And if the food does not reach you, be calm. Like Oni said, be calm. Next party you eat. It's a tough world, though.
Uncle Fad, if you consider your transportation and how much fuel you burnt getting there, and they didn't give you food, you think calmness will work?
It should. Just remember, what if you meet all those boys on the road on your way back after a full belly, and they ask you to start doing French jump or start running inside the bush?
That's another ball game entirely.
No problem. So anytime you go and come back safely, just be thankful. Whether the belly is full or not, be thankful. And water can help. Drink more. Don't drink alcohol. Free alcohol and you drink yourself into a stupor. Then you become an embarrassment to your family and to your country.
Water over food is a matter of mind over matter. You get it? So let your mind take over. So yeah, okay, water. Believe. It's funny.
I saw a video of someone advising this. I think it's this boy that's always combing his empty head, his hairless head, and he said something like, sometimes it reaches a point where when you take your eba or amala or anything, just imagine the pepper, imagine the stew, the aroma in your nose, and eat it. You can feel the transmission will work together. The eba will still go. That silly boy. And you will laugh. Even his laughter is laughable. Wow, interesting. Okay. We get to leadership. Leadership weekend is your relocation to Sokoto over publicized. It's talking about stakeholders to ministers and CDS. Your relocation to Sokoto over publicized. Says action alerted bandits to move to safer havens. Claim attacks have persisted. I think because of the banditry. has exploded in that corridor. The defense staff decided to move to, but the problem with our security system, you want to do a counter measure, a counter insurgent or counter terrorism measure, and you're announcing in the papers that you are moving.
You're announcing.
Theater, so time, and you expect the goat head to wait for you and say, CBS, we will fight you, we will deal with you. Of course, they will relocate. I don't know whether it's a media leak or they deliberately share press releases to themselves. I mean, to the media and say we are going to Sokoto next week. We are going to fight the bad bandits to stupor.
Uncle Fudge, how do you know? How do you know they are working? If they don't announce what they want to do.
But when you win and look at what Ribadu does once in a while, he will say the NSA office as releasing this number of people to their parents because you catch up. You could see, the result and you are happy, But before the action is taken, you announce to your so-called targets that you are coming to town, and you expect them to wait or to fight you? No. Let me just take one. Our guest is in the house, so we can introduce. And lunging. I hope Alex is back. Alex is the one that's been claiming all kinds of stories that I want to ask. Let's start. Let's do Saturday Tribune, and we'll see whether we can get Telegram before we leave. Saturday Tribune leads with Kuka to Tinubu, reverse petrol price. Nigerians are suffering. Tells politicians to stop using Marabou to rule Nigeria. They still do that. Spiritualist to tell you how to govern your country. Kuku give them the power. Let them sit and then be doing
they take over.
But what Kuka is saying is pretty. It's stark but straightforward. We are, and largely, even make a petrol. The vulcanizer blames petrol. Everybody blames petrol because one way or the other we are connected. In fact, we are petroleum ourselves.
Uncle Fudge, the emphasis on Marabout. If you look at the last two cases, I mean, I say this with all sense of caution. You have a case of people who want to be president without having definite agenda. It's as if somebody somewhere told them you will get to this place. And that's why, they kept at it and they actually got there. And on getting there, it doesn't look like they have any plan. So that's why the man was referring to the Marabout that stop listening to these people. Get a plan. Because if it's not a Marabout telling you will get there, why get there and not know what to do?
I don't know why they still depend on this. I thought it was like something that in the Second Republic kind of matter.
It worked for them. It's worked for them over time.
It worked for them. Yes, it did.
These people are dance artists. Yeah, they tell you things. I mean, look at the trend, and you know where it's likely going to. Me too. I can be a Marabout and be collecting money.
Marabout children will go to school now. They will eat now. You don't want them to be paid me.
They go to the same market. They buy from the same market. It's a life job, occupation.
If people don't patronize them, how will they eat? They are part of us.
It's true. Oh my God. The last paper I'm taking has an agenda behind it. It's called Saturday Telegraph. It leads with hardship. Shetima, APC's first-term governors, jittery over 2027. VP leads charge to reshuffle cabinet as issue divides presidency. And the last speaker says, President reluctant to let go of trusted aides and allies. That's a problem with politicians. They are still planning for 3 years away. We are hungry in 2024. What kind of joblessness? What kind of joblessness is this? And this was every time. before they finish their halfway in the first term, they're planning second term.
They live in a different world from ours.
Nobody
They live
knows
in a
tomorrow.
different world from ours.
It's painful, you know. It's painful.
Because it's as if our activities don't correlate. They are thinking south, we are thinking north. They're not, we don't go together. Because what they say and what people are saying is always at variance. People are not getting basic things. Somebody's planning for 2027. If the people die before 2027, who will vote for you?
Apart from that, he himself. The next second, okay, let's it's saddening. It's saddening, really.
It's annoying.
It's annoying.
Okay, let me quickly do a wrap up with. I can see the guests have moved off seat, so I'll quickly just drop this in. Saturday Punch says, petrol crisis, trucks stranded at depot as NNPCL Dangote tango over pricing. Market forces will create crisis. OPS warns NNPCL. Yeah, they are tangoing over that. Now she's back. Tinubu must drop Petroleum Minister Agbakoba. And then one soft news for us. It says people spreading death rumors about my husband are callous. Joker Silva about the ailing Olu Jacobs. Well, it's because you are alive, they are talking. When you are not there, they will not talk. I mean, there's a Nigerian, is it a Nigerian or African psychology that says if they announce Buhari, he probably will live longer. You know, there are people who have killed Buhari.
But let the family of the man do it. Why help them to do it?
Why help them do it? Yes. Why? Why announce what has not happened?
There are different levels of problems in Nigeria. This problem is not to create problems or create news. You know, so we have different problems. Okay, now let's take a short break. As we come back to Talking Point with our guests, we lead with this story. It says, "Till Kingdom Come" or "Till Thy Kingdom Come" by Zlatan. Listen. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Gentlemen, that's Mrs. Funke Egbemonde. I don't know whether it's chief now or it's chief Mrs. now.
I'm still playing old Kegbemode.
Okay. Okay, always the journalist. Please, if you are anyone that they are frying akara with your system, you can mute your microphone. You can, I can hear the practice sound. Yes, no.
Akara sound, right? Oh, come on,
Alex. Not quite. Alex.
It smells like Alex, right? Good morning, madam.
Good morning, my brothers. How are
Yes.
you?
Good morning.
I must confess, I'm a big fan of yours, and even my late dad. We used to read back in the Sun newspapers. We always look forward to yourself and there's this other columnist, I think was Suji or so.
Yeah, Mike.
Yes. Stephen Wosu, sorry, Stephen Wosu, yes. Stephen Wosu. Well,
thank you. Thank
so,
you.
You're welcome.
Good to have you around.
This is the first time Bosun is giving a compliment to a guest, male or female.
I noticed that. But I noticed that. But it's fine. I mean, coming from Bosun is spoken for everybody. Come on. Okay. You know who I mean? I'm serious about that.
Just make the statement.
No, Akufa, seriously, I follow Antifunke's writing everywhere. Wale and I were always debating her work.
I believe you. I believe you. So
much.
to ask her questions when we start.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't say you are just a fan.
No, I stand in awe of her creativity. I mean, how she makes
Wow.
it, she brings it closer home, and like
To react.
you read something lengthy and you wouldn't know. You know, for other columnists, I mean, you labor through some of the what they say, but our own is always poetic,
Yeah.
and it's always. I mean, I just stand in awe of her writing.
Jealous,
It's
so.
Thank
Some of
you.
us are feeling jealous. So
Thank you.
Oh, come on. It's
she's a
fine.
great writer, and she will be a great speaker for us this morning.
Yeah.
Bosun, by the way, is a lawyer who is into social advocacy. So his commendation is coming from a good place. Others looking for a job.
but and speaker is
So,
made, so
to contact,
there's no need for further recommendation. She's a
no,
known name.
I was talking about you.
If you give me a job, I will accept as long as it's not strenuous and that's plenty of money.
Actually,
I didn't
my
hear that.
thinking was that
I did not
my
hear
thinking
that
was
one.
that my thinking was that Funke should not think you are a journalist looking for a job.
Oh, are journalists looking for jobs? We are creating jobs like this.
As a
We
matter
are
of
saying
fact,
that
I
there are
I
many
think
people,
jobs look for journalists. The jobs are the ones looking for journalists.
that's for the very good ones. For the very good ones.
For a
Okay,
very
we are
good
back.
one.
We are back. Yes, we are back. And this is still the Vintage Talk Show. And Mr. T is here. Bosun is here. Alex is one leg here and on the other leg there. Is they call on one year. It's in between.
Oh, God, come on. Courtesy the IT, tech.
Anyway, our guest this morning is a notable columnist, author, two-term president of Nigerian Guild of Editors. We call it NGE, the ex-managing director of the New Telegraph newspapers and its editor-in-chief, and former commissioner for information and civic orientation in Osun State. I was going to speak like Osun people there. And currently, the managing director and chief executive officer of Numero Hills Limited. We welcome fellow of the NGE this morning. Good morning, Funke Egbemode.
Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity to be on this platform.
Thank
Good
you.
morning.
Thank you for joining. Good morning. We'll be discussing our focus is on women in leadership. Will it equal to improved national development? I've always dreamt of a world ruled by women. How will it be? Because I know in my home, my wife manages the home much better than I do. The children have confessed over time that they are more, they are more at home with her than with me. That you can get anything from them than I would. You know, them do things that I would, but because my own is jaggedy jagger, you do it or you get out, and all that. But she has a way of making them do what they don't want to do, and imagine them in the helm of affairs. So I'll start with this, Funke. You've led in a man's world, so to speak. Journalism as a profession is mostly, patronizing, patriarchal kind of a thing, and we are men and all that stuff. But you led over time, not only as president of the NGE, the apogee, the highest form of journalism practice in Nigeria, but you've also been a managing director and CEO of a national newspaper. How did you do it? Because in Nigeria, next thing they say is, "Hey, we know how. But how did you actually do it?"
It's just plenty of the grace of God. I must first admit that. But you take one day at a time and you put in the hard work. It's about hard work. You don't climb a ladder by just sitting at the bottom of the ladder. You simply get up and do what needs to be done. And let me let you into a secret. It is not a man's world.
Okay.
It is a woman's world. Let you rule it. If women don't allow you to let you rule it, you will not be ruling anything. But we like to let you believe so, that it's a man's world. It is largely our world. You just admitted it, that your wife can get the children to do what you can get them to do. It is the way we handle society and the way the society handles us that makes it look like, okay, we're not doing much. But on a serious note, how did I do it? I like to say that when you come into journalism with a passion to get to the top and you let yourself enjoy what you're doing, for me, it has always, writing is something that I had always dreamt of doing, because I started reading, bestsellers, books very early, being the daughter of 2 teachers. So I already knew that I wanted to write as early as 11. And so I came into the newsroom with a passion. I loved what I was doing. I still love it. I still get up every week without getting paid for it to push out this column that people read every Saturday. And I've been writing intimate affairs since 1993. I just enjoy what I'm doing, and I do not see my male colleagues as counter forces to what I was doing and where I was going. So I'm like the adopted person. Everybody, men and women, everybody saw me as their person. And I didn't give off that aura of the men won't let me be. A lot of my colleagues, especially my friends who are women, other businesses, and who are also women in the newsroom, don't believe it when there was a group writing a book, and they asked me why I had not added something in what they have asked me to say to them about victimization, male domination. I said, if I did not experience it, I can't express it. The men in the newsroom adopted me. I wasn't treated any differently. When my editors wanted me to do something more, they told me to do more. And when they saw that I was either pregnant or not, I got less opportunities to do as much as they wanted me to do. And then we moved on from there. I think that sometimes we women, because of the way our environment is, we already come into the space afraid of victimization, afraid of being, pushed down, being talked down. I enjoy the of the men in the newsroom, so much so that occasionally I would forget that I was a woman, and the banters, you know how the banters are in the newsroom. So I throw it and I throw it right back. It didn't matter what the subject was. I was at home with whatever was happening. And when it was time to, it was because they had already accepted me and I didn't think they were going to repress me, that made the journey to be president of the guild easier than maybe, it could have been more difficult. But I had always believed in working with people. For instance, I was President West of the Nigerian Guild of Editors. And when it was time for another election, we sat down and they said they wanted to cede my seat to somebody else. And I asked why. And the reason why I had to step down for somebody else so that the exco could achieve its vision. So I had no problem, stepping down as VP West of the Nigerian Guild of Editors to be social publicity secretary. I just saw it as whether I was VP West or publicity secretary, I was still doing my people. I was still doing what I wanted to do. So they just, I guess when I said, okay, I wanted to be president, I was actually recruited to do a lot of these things. Okay, Funke, I think you can do it. And then I'll go ahead and do it. I think it is just about working with the people that are around you. And that is what has worked for me.
Wow. Okay. That's a great one. Yeah, maybe because of who you are. Maybe it's not general for everyone. And now we know the secret is open now. We are just allowed to think we are ruling the world. I mean, is it Rihanna or Beyonce that said it? Girls, they own the world or they own the world. Okay, we agree on that proviso. Let's look at your tenure.
If you don't want to agree, when you earn your pay in September, do not give it to the women in your lives and see how nice your life will work in September.
And I want peace to reign.
No.
Your mom,
no, I know.
There will be dislocations.
My own have already collected October's own.
You see,
I know when to be. I know when to be wise and when to be a man. I understand the dichotomy. So I know when to play the role. Now, politics is a different beast entirely. And you had served in a political office in Osun State. I believe you are from Osun State, and you served as a commissioner of information and civic orientation in a state that has just shifted politically from a tough administrator like Rauf Aregbesola to an Oyetola who seemed to be more moderate and gentlemanly. How did you deal? But civil servants, as when they are faceless and they are not at the facing the press or anything, they're a different beast entirely. And mostly we live in a chauvinistic society, as you rightly said. So how do you maneuver yourself to deliver what you thought was a good service for the people of Osun State?
Just like you have everywhere, there are great civil servants and there are the ones that are not so great. And I was blessed to work with someone like the current Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. I had a one-on-one. He shared his vision with me before I resumed. He told me he wanted whatever he was doing to be publicized. Strictly publicize what we are doing and explain what we're about to do. So it wasn't, there were no gray areas. I knew what I was going there to do. And when I got to the ministry, I also studied. I had about 100 people to work with. So I just studied the people who would share my vision. I found them. And you will not believe that there are civil servants who work all day, every day of the year. Those were the kind of people that made my job easy. The ones that I would say I was in a meeting at 9 a.m. and then I will schedule a meeting in the ministry for 4 p.m. when they're supposed to close, and they'll be waiting for me. These were people that came to the house on Sunday morning so we could continue what we didn't finish on Saturday. So they are great, just that they are in minority. I also served as a civil servant in the Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation, NTDC, for 2 years. And so I'd been on the side before. I understood those things. So there was a day I walked into one of the departments in the ministry and I said, where is the officer? And they said, oh, he went to the bank. I laughed. I said, he's not coming back today. Did he even come back? They said he will come back. I now told them that I was once a civil servant. They also laughed with me. So because I come back, you tell me he came back from the bank and had gone to the post office. They laughed because we all
We have done it before.
so I had a great boss who supported me. I will not do a memo and take to the council chambers until I discuss with him and we had agreed that, okay, this is what we want done. I will not just go and raise a file without first telling him we need to put this together and get this done. For instance, the conference hall of the ministry got burnt and was not touched, was not renovated for, I think, about 7 years. And he approved money when I said, this is disgraceful. The Ministry of Information cannot want to hold a press conference and keep coming to the governor's office to do so. It's an entire ministry with its own PAMSEC and everything. And he said, okay, you want to do it, go and do it, but give me a reasonable budget. That's the only thing with my former boss. The budget must be reasonable. So we did it, direct labor, and he was very happy. Everybody went to tell him that it was a great job that was done. So once you find the right people and you do not try to look for a sermon in a brothel, there will be no trouble. Once you are looking in the right direction, you will get to where you're going. So I a few people that shared my vision and they worked on public holidays with me.
Wow. I don't know whether it's because of Funke. I can't see Mr. T, I can't see Alex. And Bosu is just in a listening mode today this morning, strictly
No,
observer status.
I
I'm
think
left
it's just
alone with you.
press of
Okay. The world we live in has a lot of photo trick, so to speak, in quotes. We are one thing in the public and another at home and all that. Now I know that the great nations in the world, if you dig deep, you will see they have great family system. And a lot of people have observed that family system had broken down in Nigeria in such a way that the kind of things we see in the society, the kind of incident, the kind of situations, the kind of crimes that we see in the streets are basically something that's an offspring of a bad family system. Now, we say women are running the homes. Now, if this trend continues, do you see it as impacting what will be the role of women in national development? Will they be able to have a sufficient pedestal to stand on to claim political power when we have what we can call dysfunctional family system in Nigeria?
Like the piece that I wrote today, when a child turns bad. We are due to have a failed parents tribunal. We should start trying parents. We are doing very badly. We are not raising children who are raised. We must admit that parenting in Nigeria, just like we are doing, we are relying on solar instead of of public electricity. Everybody is digging his own borehole. Everybody, we have outsourced even parenting. Because we have outsourced parenting, everything has gone bad. Nothing is the way it used to be. Nothing. The children get up. A Yoruba child gets up and say, "Hi, mom." How are you going to say hi, mom? How are you going to tell my father to eat what you are put in the freezer? So now we have sons who can cook, daughters who can cook. So everybody is ordering food. The boys are looking more and more like the girls. They wear earrings. They started with a stud. Now they are wearing big earrings, almost as big as mine. They plait their hair. The women, the mothers allow everything to fall out of shape. So when an 18-year-old brings home a girlfriend, nobody is talking about it. Nobody is worried when they go hand in hand into the bedroom of the boy. The mother of the girl is also not looking for her. Then when you catch them, when you catch children doing something bad, they say, what do they call it? Military, what is it when you cane children?
Corporal punishment.
What makes it corporal? Why did they bring the word corporal into it? If a child does something bad, you spank the child. It didn't. They call it child abuse. Excuse me. Do I look abused? I don't feel abused. My father still spank, put me on the center table after my WAEC because I forgot to deliver a message. I forgot to tell him that his friend came and left an important message. See, everything is wrong. We have allowed modernity to creep into parenting. The mothers are spending time outside as the fathers. That is not bad in itself. But if you have a duty as a parent, if you have decided that in addition to having a career, you're going to have children, then you must know you have two careers because parenting is full-time. You can't outsource it. We are outsourcing everything at the family level. A mother is not worried when his child, and when a child that is not working brings home a Camry. They said they are in business, they are in tech. If you're the Yoruba say, if your son is not a cocoa farmer, there must not be cocoa seeds and bags of cocoa in your house. If it's not a dry cleaner, there should not be so many clothes that are not in the house. So we are looking away from all the values. Now the values are falling. How many people are going into public office because they want to serve? Or compare them with those who are going because they want to make free money. I've been a civil servant. I've been in the media. I've gone to serve in a public office. Trust me, we are in a lot of trouble. It's just I had you discussing about the military chiefs relocating to Sokoto. You can change them 100 times. You can change the service chiefs 100 times. It is not just about them. It's about also parents who receive money that are not due to them. They receive money that are not due to them. It's about traditional rulers who look the other way. It's about people turning kidnapping and terrorism into a sector of the economy. It is not. It shouldn't be. All these vices are becoming sectors of the economy because parenting has gone to the dogs. Mothers need to do better. Fathers need to do better. How many fathers take their daughters out on a date? How many fathers actually sit down and teach morals? I was making a joke with somebody yesterday that we need to tell our daughters that except marriage becomes life-threatening, it has no exit door. Do we actually tell our daughters that? It has only one entrance, only one door. If you're not being beaten, you're not being battered, you're not being, life-threatening. You can say, because my husband is not as romantic as he was on the during honeymoon, I've fallen out of love. That's not marriage. Relationships and affairs are different from marriage. Marriage has only one door. If it's not life-threatening, it is a lifetime commitment. Do we tell our children that, or we tell them that if you get too bad, though, you can come home, oh, your room is still there. Nobody's room should be there. If your husband has downtime, you wait until he bounces back and you all enjoy. Since you used his money before and he's down now, wait, you will make more money. You cannot leave because he's broke. So we're not doing all the right things. And that will affect everything. It will affect everything. Everything, including the women we push into public office.
Thank you. I'm sure many men are saying, thank you, Mama. One more question, then we'll call it a day. But we'll take a short break now to listen to one African woman who is strong. And she says, joy. Listen to Angelique Kijo featuring Davido. We just have about 8 more minutes to wrap up. Interesting. We are back. We are still talking with Mrs. Funke Egbemode, topmost journalist and media practitioner. And we've been discussing about the role of women in national development and in building the home and the nation. Of course, you can join us. We have about 7 8 minutes. You can call us or pass any comments you have. The number to call is 0913 697 3485. I said 0913 697 3485. We are discussing now. Funke, let's talk about your vision. What's your vision for national development? We're in a past where things are so tough at home and abroad, as in abroad as in nation generally. Things are too tough. They say "Eyo kebi eye, eku kebi eku." Children are not listening, mothers are not happy and all that because of the economic situation. And of course, our political affairs. Everything appears in shambles. What do you think? What will be your vision, especially when you think of women in leadership? What will be your vision to save this country?
Just like I said before we went on a break, we need to do better at the family level. We are not doing enough. So we are recruiting the wrong set of people to lead us. We need to do better so that our recruitment process can start from the home. I said, you also mentioned about our homes. We cannot think that we can build something on nothing. We need to do better from the family level. We need to teach the right values. Then we need to rely on our social activists, on the media, on everybody. We need to reorientate. We need to start seeing things differently. Why do people need to acquire so much when they need so little? A former governor told me that the problem with Nigerian politicians, with some of them who have this, it's an ailment. The way he described it, it dawned on me that it's a terrible ailment. That if you acquire what you do not actually need, you can be likened to a mad person on the street. He picked a lot of empty things,
junk,
a can of milk yesterday. They are all jangling all over and is walking up and down. Then tomorrow he acquires more. What exactly did he do with the one he acquired yesterday? We need to change that value system. If you are going to have 2 children that you want to live in Canada, why do you want to acquire so much money to acquire so many houses in Nigeria? Why do you need so many cars if most of them are going to be covered in car covers in your garage? We need to start thinking of the next person. And there is a problem of, I think our problems are more in political offices, political leadership. For us women, something to be happy about in the private sector. I think for the first time ever since I started reading newspapers, we have 10 female CEOs in the bank alone. 10 female CEOs. We're doing well. But of course, in the National Assembly, everything is on the slope, steadily going down. We have 3 female senators and 10 female reps. 17. We have 17 reps. 109 senators and 3 women. What can they do to push the lot of family and the lot of women? How do they speak? They are going to be, even when they were more than that, in the days of Senator Biodun Olujimi, when we were talking about child marriage and the rest of them, they are not to now talk of when we have only just 3 of them. I pray that the vision that I have of a Nigeria where you think of the next person, you lift one person, God has lifted you, your career has prospered, your business has prospered. Can you lift just one person? Can you think of other people apart from yourself? So if you buy 10 bone straight wigs as a woman, think of how many businesses you can help at the community level with the cost of 1 bone straight wig. Let those who want to change their official rules every 4 years also think of what the cost of 1 spare tire can do for the woman selling locust beans, selling vegetables, retailing plantain. My vision, my hope for Nigeria is we will begin to have leaders who actually go into office to serve, so that we can begin to also have followers. Because we as followers, we're not saying so, we are very bad people. Even the voters are bad. Because if a man comes to you to serve you and offers you money to serve you, ordinarily you will not employ a cook who comes with food for you. A driver who comes with a vehicle to drive you and insists that this is the vehicle we use to drive you won't recruit that person. But we recruit people. We vote for people who pay us to serve us. It's so undecided. It's so strange. And then you now complain that the roof of your children's classrooms have been blown up. The guy sold 4 houses. You took the dividend up front. You took the dividend up front. So you have to be quiet for 4 years. That's the way it works. Politicians sell houses. They withdraw everything in their accounts, in their domiciliary account, they turn it to naira, and then they share food, they buy their way into office because they're not going to serve. So if you have elected 5,000, it will last 4 years, or you will need to wait. We need to change as leaders, and then the leaders also need to stop being like the madman on social media.
Honestly, thank you so much. Thank you, Funke Egbemode. Thank you so much. And we wish you all the best. Have a wonderful weekend, the rest of the weekend. And thank you, Bosun. Bosun that had a crush on your writing, or is he on? He waited all through, which is very significant. This is the first time Bosun has waited this long. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Funke. Thank you for joining us, and have a lovely weekend. Thank you. Oh, listeners, you heard her. She shared her vision with us. We have problems, and only women and others who are like-minded that can save this country and take us from the roots. Stop taking your dividend before election and then complaining that the dividend you are getting after election is not sufficient. No, you can't eat your cake and have it. So on that note, I will say thank you on behalf of Bosun. You want to say where your bye? You are still there to show that you are still there. You want to say your bye?
Goodbye, everyone. It's been a wonderful morning.
Thank you. And we always advise you, be kind, be gentle, There's a phone call. It's after the fact. We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Oh,
Morning, sir.
morning there.
Your support cast.
There was a moment where this advert came. I pressed it, it just disappeared. I pressed the insert that you usually do that will now cue. Instead of that, it just disappeared. Now I just play and it started playing. And it wasn't showing on the jazz at all. Thank you for joining us. Bye.